Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jill, otherwise known as the Enlightened Target, and this channel is devoted to narcissistic abuse awareness and recovery, parental alienation, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and anything and everything associated with those three main topics. Today, we are going to talk about issues and realities that targets need to know and understand if they are facing going to court against a malignant narcissist, a sociopath, or a psychopath. Narcissistic abuse is premeditated and calculated, meaning what you are going through is intentional. If you are headed to court, then understand this is war to the narcissist. Nothing, and I do mean nothing, is off limits. The narcissist views you as an enemy that must be destroyed by any means necessary. And because these people do not have a normal functioning conscience, and because there is a Machiavellian or sadistic part to the personality disorder, this means they are capable and willing to do the most vile and vengeful things to you and your kids that people with a functioning conscience would never even think of. Do not believe if the narcissist is the mother or father of your children that they will play fair. They do not care in the least about the damage they do to you or your kids. Again, the only thing that they care about is winning, and you, unfortunately, are enemy number one. I know I spent 15 years in family court trying to fight one of these parasites, and I made a lot of mistakes. My hope is to help other victims not make the mistakes that I made. If you're new to my channel, I'd like to welcome you. I'm so happy you're here. I would like to invite you to please subscribe and hit that notification bell because I put out new videos every week. Also, if you are interested in private narcissistic abuse recovery coaching with me, or if you're interested in doing group coaching on Sundays, please visit my website or send me an email. Both are linked in the description below. So today we are going to dive into the topic of what to expect if you are going to court against a malignant narcissist. And the first thing you need to do is brace yourself. Typically, when we are headed to court with one of these people, it's for a divorce and or a custody battle or co-parenting issues. However, we are likely still dealing with very high levels of cognitive dissonance, meaning we are still trying to reconcile that the narcissist is indeed a narcissist and that we are likely in the fight for our lives. You need to come to terms with this as soon as possible because I am here to tell you that as bad as you know things are, as cruel and spiteful as you know the narcissist can be, when they get to court, it takes their deception, their need for revenge, their desire to win and humiliate you any possible way they can to a whole new level. Nothing is off limits. Next, you need to prepare yourself for the most disgusting and vile smear campaign that you can imagine. And don't be surprised if the flying monkeys come in to further smear you to this court and to the court professionals. Also, unfortunately, it is not unusual for the narcissist to enlist people from your own family to help them destroy your reputation and your life. More times than not, it's around this time when we realize our ex-partner is a narcissist for us to also realize that one of our parents is one as well. This is a big reason why we were naive enough to get involved with a person like this in the first place, because we have been subjected to narcissistic abuse from a parent, so it was our normal. So for example, in my case, the last custody battle I was in, my father and my ex-husband and his entire family teamed up against me to not only win custody, which he didn't, by the way, but to also turn my only child against me and absolutely destroy our relationship. They wanted to turn my child into what my ex and my father are, which they're both malignant narcissists. My father paid for my ex-husband's attorney as well as bribed the court-appointed therapist for a recommendation that suited him. So the point to this is prepare for anything. Prepare for a vicious smear campaign. Prepare for the very real possibility that the court professionals will be uneducated, if not completely unethical. Also, you need to find yourself the best attorney that you can. It's critical that you trust your own attorney, as it certainly isn't unheard of for the narcissist to be able to sway your own attorney against you. Next, prepare for your ex and anyone involved with him or her to completely rewrite history into a narrative that puts them in the best possible light. In fact, it's not uncommon for the narcissist to do a role reversal in court, meaning they blame you for the exact things they are guilty of and take credit for the good things you have done in the marriage or as a parent. Many times it's as if the narcissist has taken your identity and given you theirs. Next, prepare for your ex and the flying monkeys to set you up. In fact, I encourage you to just have the mindset that everything you do is being recorded, and that any and all interactions with the narcissist and anyone associated with him or her is a premeditated and calculated setup. I'm serious too. The name of the game is to destroy you and win. So they will stage scenes in hopes to provoke a reaction out of you that they can use against you to validate the smear campaign. So for example, in my case, when I would have to walk into the courthouse, my ex and his family would be waiting for me to arrive and try and intimidate me, upset me. They would say horrific things to me with regard to the safety of my child in hopes that they could get me to have a hysterical reaction. And then they could just deny their role and claim I'm unstable and crazy. Also, when I tell you they will try and set you up, I mean that. They could try and set you up for a literal crime. For example, my ex and his sister videotaped themselves outside my home in the middle of the night and planted drugs in my car. The next day, they videotaped themselves stalking me, following me, and calling 911, telling them that I'm an intoxicated driver and going to kill someone if they don't get me and arrest me. The operator asked for their names, and of course, they declined to give them. They videotaped themselves doing this. My son was 3 years old and was in the car with me. Had I gotten pulled over, I could have gone to prison. Why did they videotape themselves, you might ask? The only thing that I can figure is that they did it so they could enjoy watching it over and over and over. Nothing quite as enjoyable and delightful as watching the mother of your child go to prison for something she never did. These people are evil, okay? They get off on doing these things to your life. So when I tell you that everything is premeditated and calculated, I mean it literally. They will stage events where they know you will be at, no different than if they were rehearsing for a scene in a movie. It's that premeditated. Next, I would like to talk to you, the targeted person, about some strategies that you can use in order to hopefully prevent some of the collateral damage that they are hoping to cause by means of provoking you. They are going to pull every single underhanded trick they can think of. You must implement the gray rock method. And remember at all times, if you engage outside of the courthouse or inside, remember you must only respond. Do not react. That might sound rather elementary or even possibly as an easy thing to do. However, when you are facing court against a malignant narcissist, you are in survival mode. Going to court against one of these people is just about the most trauma and stress-producing events a person could ever live through. Court can have devastating effects on our mental health, especially when you have children and you're trying to protect them. So you need to take care of yourself. Do your best to keep the nervous system calm, and always, 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 if you can keep from it, do not speak or interact with the narcissist or flying monkeys. Even if they are trying to interact with you, just ignore them completely if possible. But if it isn't possible, remember, respond, do not react. They are betting on the fact that they will be able to provoke and produce a chaotic and dramatic reaction out of you. Do not give it to them. The more you are able to keep a hold of your emotions, the more they are unable to produce the reaction in you that they are hoping for the more they will start to spiral, the more their true colors will start coming out. Implement and live by the gray rock method. And remember, respond, do not react at all times. In closing, if you are headed to court or in court with a malignant narcissist, my heart goes out to you. I encourage you to get as much support as humanly possible during the court proceedings, whether it's from an educated therapist or a narcissistic abuse recovery coach like myself, or a support group with other members who have lived through the horror of going to court with one of these people. No one could possibly understand what you are going through unless they have lived through it themselves. Okay, that's going to do it for today's video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. Also, follow me on Facebook and Instagram. The links are in the description below. Thanks for watching, everyone.